If you're at bar, you know what it is. You know that these calls are probably going to be very degenerate. Now, a lot of the bars are still resting. It's 1 p.m. If you know anything about these people, you know I'm a former one, a former very deep bar. And I tell you right now, 1 p.m. is an early wake-up time. All right, let's listen in.
Yo, Goblin. I see that today's topic is benzos. I want to tell you about the time I went out to Tijuana to a pharmacy, grabbed a bunch of Xanax.
The pharmacy Xanax makes it, like, so much more interesting. So much more interesting. I've never gone to Mexico before. I've never been. So I've heard these stories of for those of you guys who aren't aware, there's pharmacies in Mexico that dispense, pretty much a lot more than just Xanax. I mean, you can name it. There's a lot of content that I've seen online, so take this with a grain of salt. I've never been, obviously, that claim that a lot of these pharmacies are owned by the cartel, but also this is like, I don't know the legality of it there. I just know you can walk into a lot of these places and like buy pretty much any kind of pill you want and walk out. Pretty nuts that you can just go across the border and do that. At least maybe they're safe if it's a real pharmacy, but I don't really know how the system is down there. Like, what's the verification process for a pharmacy there,
And I had a DJ gig, so I thought it was a good idea.
Sounds like the pharmacies are almost like smoke shops down there, dude.
To take 3 bars and drink on top of it. Needless to say, I got escorted out because I had fallen asleep behind the DJ booth.
No. You can't slump out at work. You can't do that. We got to call this guy. In Tijuana, too. Tijuana's a pretty big, like, party city, dude.
Yo, what up?
Yo, I just heard your voicemail. You're on the Gobcast. Do you mind being recorded?
Of course. What up, man?
Yo, so I have a lot of questions, honestly.
Hey, go for it.
I mean, first and foremost, just to start, you had a DJ gig in Tijuana?
No. So there's this bar called the Cowshed in San Marcos in Southern California, and I was booked at night. So that day, I had went out to Tijuana to go grab some Xans and some Hydros from a pharmacy there. Because it's that easy. You just go there, and it's like they don't serve to their own, but like American dollars, they'll give you anything.
Oh, they don't serve, like, if you're a Mexican citizen going in there, they won't sell to you the same way.
Yeah, so like I've been in there so many times, and like if a citizen walks in, they'll like hide that shit, like,
really,
and they'll tell them to get lost because like in Tijuana, they're all on the street on fentanyl and shit. They're smoking it. But yeah, they will not serve their own kind, like any pain kills or any pills at all.
That's nuts, though. I mean, that's the fact that they won't, like, they hide it for their own people, but they'll happily sell it to anyone who's a tourist.
They treat us like royalty. Like, I'll go there. It's like so say like my normal pickup, but like Xans, like, and they're real Xans, but they're like dollar a piece. But the Hydros are like 12 a pop.
$1 a piece for what milligram?
The latter, I think.
Oh, wow.
Is that the 2 milligram?
Yeah, it is a 2. That is a 2.
Yeah, so it was straight up Praplam too.
Okay, Mexico. That's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, again, I don't even have a passport, and how easy it is to get across. You just pay the crossing guard like a 20. You're like, hey, here, and they'll tell you have a day pass, even though there's no such thing.
Wait, I'm fascinated by this part. I don't have a passport, so hold on. Let's take a step back for a second.
You can still go get across. Either if you drive across, no one you. If you walk across the San Isidro boarding, you go there. They'll ask you, hey, where's your passport? You say, I don't have one. Can I get a day pass? They'll usually pull you aside in this room, and they'll like, hey, $20, or if they're feeling ballsy that day, they'll tell you like it's $50. That's the most I ever spent, was $50 across.
Okay, and that's the guards that are on like the Mexico side that do that?
Yeah, and when you come back to U.S., the only thing you need is your ID and like a pass, what's called like birth certificate. They can't legally tell you can't come back.
Oh, yeah, true. I mean, you're a rightful citizen, so.
Yeah, and they may ask, like, sometimes they'll ask me like, hey, why don't you have a passport? And I just tell them, like, hey, I only come to TJ, and I don't really need a passport to go somewhere that's like 45 minutes away from me.
Yep. And have they ever like really hassled you about that or no?
No. Like, only time they'll try to, like, not you. I've never been shooken up by the U.S. side.
Mhm.
Sometimes the Mexico side will with me a little bit. They'll, like, depends on, like, how they're feeling that day.
You
But
just got to
buy
get them in a good
anytime.
mood.
Like, say if they're like, yeah. So at any time they'll, like, again, if they say $50, I'm like, I only have 20. Depending on how they feel, they're like, no, we're sending you back.
that's a low barrier of entry, though. I mean,
once.
$20 is not bad, man.
Yeah, and I had that happen once, and it still worked out. I still got in for free because they still have to let you down to the Mexico crossing to the U.S. And you get to these crossing guards at the gate, and they ask me, like, oh, do you have a sentry pass to, like, cut the line? I was like, no. Then, like, oh, well, you have to go wait in the back of the line. So I'll go wait in the back of the line, and I'll just go walk off to the pharmacy.
Damn, I didn't realize it was that easy.
Oh, dude, it's harder to get into Costco than it is to get into TJ.
That's nuts. Damn, I might. Well, no,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go try it. Everyone watching, I would never do this.
Nah, like, I mean, I hear your shit. You say, like, you're on, like, I don't know, you don't, like, mess with pills or anything. Like, it's probably, like, no business unless you want to go to Hong Kong and get you stuck for $20.
Dude, I feel like every person on earth who I know who has been to Tijuana has mentioned Hong Kong. Yeah,
it's like,
they have like a limo that picks you up across, like right there, don't they?
You can get picked up right at the border. And
wow.
for $20, you get, like, entry's usually free, or you the most I paid to get in was like $5, and they, like, give you a cerveza right at the door and tell you go enjoy your time. You walk in, and the first stage is like just two chicks with double-sided. So I don't want to get too graphic on your channel here.
Yeah. Try to keep it, PG-13. I'd say is good.
PG-13, I got you. But it's definitely a sight. If you've never been to a strip joint, it's entertaining. But
I mean, Hong Kong is definitely more than a strip joint. That is
oh yeah, no. If anyone's been to Hong Kong, they know the second floor is where to be.
So
like, there's like 3 floors, but the second one is all the good stuff.
How often do you go to Hong Kong?
I've only been there twice, but I went to TJ a handful of times. It used to be like a tradition every Friday. I would get out of work, go
every Friday,
hit the farm
with no passport.
Every Friday I was going there. No passport, no. Especially if you're driving through, because there's no guards to stop you. Like, you just drive in. If you're walking across, you typically, sometimes they don't even care who's walking. They just let everyone walk in. Or they if you look American as fuck, they just say, like, hey, where's your passport?
And they're not, like, searching you when you're walking back across?
No. Like, they when I walk back across, they just say, hey, do you have anything to declare? You walk through, like, a metal detector and shit, and then you have to put your bag through. So they don't search your body. They search your belongings. So, like, literally, if I had, like, a bag of pills, I just put it in my cigarette pack. They don't search your body.
Wow. This is all very new information to me.
I'm surprised. Like, I'm surprised you didn't know this. Like, because I know you're out in LA now, aren't you?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm from the Midwest, so none of my homies are like coming down to the border and going to TJ. You know, I mean, if anything, my homies were going to Canada, so that was like the.
Oh no, Canada, that's harder to get past. Like,
for sure, yes. Canada doesn't play.
Mexico, they don't care.
Damn.
Mexico can be bought out. It's like the Wild West. It's a third world country over there sometimes.
So you get these Zans from the pharmacy in Tijuana, and you come back across. You make it back across, and now you've got a DJ gig.
Yeah. So when I first moved out here, I linked up with a DJ, and she was out by COVID, and she had remembered, like, hey. Because I told her, like, hey, I'm from the East Coast. I used to do, like, karaoke and DJ stuff. And she's like, oh, let me get your information if I ever need you to fill in.
Okay.
So that day, this was like a week later after I talked to her, I had no initial plans. And she called me up. She's like, hey, I actually have COVID. Could you cover for me? And essentially how that goes is like I'll be a co-host. The bar pays me out at the end of the night, and I split it, even though that's why I ended up quitting, because she kept calling out and then asking me to pay her. But I'm like, this is technically you calling out of work, and you're just saying you're charging me to use your equipment.
Yeah.
Like, it's still, like, you're not there. I'm doing all the work, the setup, the breakdown. But either way, that my first gig, I had these Zans on me. I'm ready to go. The gig is at, like, the bar opens at, like, 8 o'clock, and karaoke and shit starts at, like, 9:30. So it gives me, like, an hour and a half, set everything up. Kind of play some music for the background, kind of draw the crowd to the floor.
Mhm.
And then I'm sitting there at this time, like, I'm not drinking too much, like I was, but I got a whole comp tab so I can drink for free.
Oh,
And I had
wow.
already taken I already took 2 Xans because, like, I was prescribed a prazolam at that time. So, like, I had a tolerance. Like, I wasn't sitting there, like, barred the hell out. But the second I popped the third one, and I had like 2 Blue Moons, and then had a couple people, like, they love to
Dangerous
party with the
cocktail.
DJ. So I'm in the bathroom doing some blow with them. So it's like this teeter-tottering of, like, feeling about the blackout, going back up. So I'm doing blow, Zans, drinking, and probably like 2 hours into my set, like, I'm sitting down on my stool, and it's like I just feel like so faded, even though, like, I did coke like 20 minutes ago. But that shit, like, lasts only like 10, 15 minutes. So I ended up passing out, and, like, not like fainting, but, like, knocked Zanned the fuck out.
Just totally,
And
like, out of it.
yeah, so, like, apparently when someone had stopped singing, because I call people up by their name, and then I'll play some music in the background after, just kind of get karaoke singers, and then people just requesting music. I had fallen asleep, so, like, the person finished singing, they went to go, like, hand the mic back up to me, and I'm just knocked. And the owner, like, I wake up to, like, I don't know if they thought, like, I was on, like, other pills, because I had the security guard rubbing his knuckle in my chest. I was like, yo, what the
Oh,
fuck?
they might have
I'm
thought
like,
you OD'd
stop.
on, like, Fent or some shit.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm just,
Oh.
everyone is force feeding me alcohol at this point on top of 3 Xans. And I'm like, I just knocked out. And they weren't too mad. I eventually did come back, and because I guess the prior DJ host was even worse. Like, she was on, like, smoking fentanyl during her sex.
What
So
on
I guess that was a
earth?
blessing. So they didn't care that one-off time. Like, I stayed with them for like a couple months. Like, I think I did a total of 6 months, and then the constant partying and doing blow every single day of the week. Like,
It gets
4
old.
out of 5 days I was there. So I was like, I'm over this shit. I'm 29. I already had my big party days. I'm good with this shit.
So, like, did you ever do something like this again in an event, or is this something you had done before? Or, like, what are the consequences of passing out at like, a job like this?
So essentially, like, one, because I'm only a co-host, and again, the how this works, it's not a contract. It's essentially they just pay you out of the drawer to kind of bring in people to their bar. So, like, I was making 120, 125 a night for just hosting, and I'm splitting that evenly between myself and the actual host that is at home. But I eventually just started telling her, like, I need this whole, like, all this money for this event because I'm covering you. And eventually we kind of worked something out. But I didn't show up for a month, and then the owner had reached out to me, one, asking me if I'm, like, okay, like, we thought, you were gone for that night. I explained everything. I was like, no, I just got carried away. And
Just
they
the
said, well, you're more
Mexican
welcome to
Zans.
host again. Yeah, just it is straight to Mexican Zans. And people have told me that, like, though it's real prazolam, that it may be a bit stronger than what you can get on the U.S. Because they're, like, not pressed, but U.S. side, there's markings on a ladder. Like, you'll see the, like, 2 or it says Xanax on it. Theirs is completely blank. There's no brand name on their Xans.
Yep.
It's sketchy at first, but they show me the straight bottle that they get it out of, like, the actual prescription bottle. I was like, oh, okay, these are real, because when I first ever got my hands on them, you have an unmarked pill, I'm thinking it's a pressed, but they're real, but they're strong as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that you can just go get those down there. You know, that different world for sure.
Yeah, no, that's like, I mean, they're like the biggest contributor to like fentanyl flooding into the U.S. because again, how easy it is to obtain these things there. Any pharmacy, you can like, there's some pharmacies that'll tell you like, oh no, you need a prescription. Most of them, you show up with $150, you're leaving with whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, $1 a Xan, that's a big
have
bag.
Any painkillers and shit. Like, they have any name brand. They'll sell you fucking M30s too, but they,
I've heard.
They do have a conscience. They do have a conscience though, because my buddy tried to buy one. They're like, oh no, we don't want you to, fucking get into this shit. Stick to the hydros.
Oh, that's kind of
them. They care
them.
a little bit, but like they don't want you to die. They want you to keep coming back and buying more.
That's kind of them. You know, it's good to know they care somewhat.
Yeah, so they don't want to see because they see it all over the place. Like I've seen people like the hazmat suits, the yellow caution tape of like dead bodies on the side of people ODing and then getting carried away from a coroner. Like, and that's normal to them in Mexico. They're like, and I remember I brought this up on the line back. You're like, oh yeah, no, we see that shit every day. I was like, God damn. But fentanyl is a bigger thing in Mexico, and not many people know about it. But like every homeless dude is this. Smoking it or shooting it.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Well, hey man, thank you for calling in and sharing the story. I appreciate it.
No, of course. It's I feel lucky to be it's like the second time I got to be featured on your podcast. So.
Oh, nice. What'd you call about the first time?
I shit my pants.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, have you ever done that in Mexico?
No, that was a one-off. Young,
good.
In church scenario, but I never. That was a good highlight of. That was my first time ever on your podcast, and here I am again. I have some pretty fucking wild stories, and I'm glad to share when you have a good topic that relates.
Well, hey, thanks for calling in and supporting. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good one.
Anytime, man. Thank you. Appreciate everything you do, and I hope you have a great day and even better tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, you as well. Bye-bye.
Later.